Oh, good.
All right. We're recording.
Oh, thank God.
We have Keith Caram with us today.
Oh, hello.
Hey, buddy.
Hi. How's it going, Joe?
Oh, it goes. It
It's nice
goes,
to
Keith.
nice to see your face.
Ditto, my dude. Ditto. Just quick formalities. I don't know if you're overly familiar with what we do on the show here. We keep it low stakes. We're just, on the quest to create the perfect podcast.
We're on the quest for perfection.
Real achievable bite-sized goals.
Yeah,
So
The stakes have never been higher.
no pressure. No pressure
No
at all.
pressure, no pressure. Well, it's good. It's good to be
Am
in
I
such a
muted?
hospitable environment.
Why is no one listening to me?
Jim thinks that there's some pressure here, but I'm like, I mean, come on. I have like an elephant tapestry above me. Do you think that I'm feeling any pressure about this? I'm just hanging out, man.
Yeah, that's your MO.
It's very important to be zen, but I need to reiterate, the stakes have never been higher. The stakes have never been higher.
Yeah, but at the same time, like, it's all good. Stakes are high, and so am I. I'm not. It's not quite 420 yet.
No.
And also,
Don't blaze it yet.
no, it just rhymed. I couldn't resist. So yeah, just quickly for all on the call, we should ask consent. Keith and Jim, do you want to make a podcast?
Yeah. I do want to make a podcast.
Yes, the stakes have never been higher. It's so important.
Fair enough. I think there's an echo in here, but fair enough. So Keith, what would you like to podcast about today?
I don't know. Like, I guess we've already covered life in a time of Corona, but we could. How about we could podcast about silly things that our parents say.
Oh boy, could we!
I'm a big fan of Joe's stories about his mother. They are quite humorous.
Humorous.
Yeah.
Joseph, do you have anything you want to air on the podcast?
I sure do. When I was a small child, my mom would direct local, like the Broadway junior versions of shows at the public school by us, and also like at the school that I went to in middle school. And she's very good at what she did. She was also very good at staying under budget. Family trait that runs strong in our blood is frugality. So we're driving along. And it's like a random Tuesday. It's in the summer. And my mom's about to be putting on a production of The Music Man. And we drive by and we see these suitcases just out in the street. And she just like stops the minivan. She pops the trunk. She goes, "Get out, grab those suitcases." I'm like, "What?" She's like, go, get it. And I'm like, little, they're bigger than me. And I'm also like not really feeling this. And I'm just like, "Ma, do you want me to like move?" And she's also like looking around wildly because she doesn't want to be seen as a trash picker by the other folks in the neighborhood. She wants to maintain appearances, but really we're just being scavengers in this moment. And so as I'm like asking her logistic questions, she goes, this is a line that comes up in our house a lot. She goes, "Put your back into it." But she wasn't like barking orders. She was more like, click, come on, put your back into it. We gotta go. Like she wants to flee the scene so that the good folks of New Jersey don't see her picking garbage. And that's a fun memory we bring up all the time. So yeah, put your back into it is the first thing I thought of.
You do call it. I need to know that you do call it the time your mom stole luggage, correct? Because
that's the name of the story.
Because that I picture you saying that to your mom, like, "Hey mom, do you remember that time we stole all that luggage from the curb?" And her being like, "What? No, I never did that."
If she had an audience, like if anyone from outside her family was around, she would deny it.
Yeah.
Full out. But if just around us, like anytime I'm moving something, she'll sometimes tell me to put my back into it and we'll have a good laugh. But then it's also like, she's like, "But really though, like that floor could be cleaner." So it's like, it's a joke, but it's also not. But I mean, we all love a clean floor. I know I do. So I'm not too upset about it.
Yeah.
Let's go around the horn. Jim, funny things your either mom or dad or anyone in your family has said.
I mean, my favorite things that we say repeatedly are things that my dad has not said but written.
Ooh.
I think I've told this one on the podcast before. His profile photo on Facebook at one point was a selfie of him sitting in the front seat of his car in the driveway, because that's where you get all the best selfies. I was like, Dad, why did you take this picture to begin with?
It's the light.
It must be, because there's no other goddamn reason to do it. And then he doesn't caption the photo, but then he immediately comments on it and says, he says, "Not the best photo, but that is me."
Oh yeah.
Statement of fact.
Which, like, to me, it's just like so now I say that about like every photo I've ever taken. It's like, not the best photo, but that is me.
You're not wrong.
Right,
It is
exactly.
you.
It is me. Like, this is who I am.
This is indisputable.
Indisputable. My other favorite that I just remembered yesterday, because Jill and I were looking to. Well, I wasn't looking to, but Jill is looking to upgrade her iPad. So we were shopping on Apple.com, and as she ordered her iPad, it was like, "Hey, do you want to engrave this iPad?" And we were like, "No, we need it quick, so no, we're not going to engrave it, obviously." But it reminded me of a time, probably, oh gosh, at this point, this is probably 10, maybe, probably 10 years ago. My dad bought the family an iPad for Christmas.
That's air quotes for the listeners.
Yeah,
Bought
air
the
quotes.
family.
Bought the family. Who uses it? He does. But he bought the family an iPad for Christmas, and he did have it engraved, and it's this is another classic. And he had it engraved to say "Bloss Family iPad hyphen moving us further into the digital age."
Fucking right.
No way.
And it's just like, mwah, chef's kiss of dad quote material.
Once
like, it's
again,
so good.
facts. Indisputable facts.
Indisputable. Because that was probably like right. It was right when the iPads were hot and the iPhone hadn't really like picked up steam, and smartphones were still kind of like trickling in. So I think that was our first like big like touch screen device.
Yeah.
And so he was like moving us further into the digital age, and we thought it was I felt a little bad, because I think he was like so proud of that, and we all thought it was so
Just
goddamn
ripped on him.
funny. We just ripped him so hard for it.
Please tell me you still have that iPad.
Oh yeah, he still uses it. Like he just sits in his recliner and is just on. It actually might be a new iPad, but we definitely do still have that iPad too.
The engraved.
Engraved
Yes.
iPad 1.
Yes.
Classic.
I love it.
It's very good.
Keith, what news from Bruce and Kathy, your folks?
It's hard for me to pinpoint a particular thing that has been said, but as we do know, my father is from the magical land of Massachusetts, which
Please do a voice for us.
which means he's got a wicked accent, kid.
Yes.
And not so much. I mean, like his accent is pretty bad. Actually, my girlfriend Paige, the first time she actually met my dad's friends, she was just like, I didn't know people actually talked like that. I thought that was a thing from the movies.
I thought this was a Ben Affleck thing, but no.
Yeah, but no, people really do talk like that. And the more they drink, the worse it gets.
This is a gold mine.
So
We found it.
So it's not really like a specific thing, but it's more like how things are said. My dad has never pronounced the O vowel in the word hot. The ah part that never gets pronounced. That's always hut, like a small house. So it's not a hot dog. It is a hot dog. Or it's hot outside. And it's also not popcorn. It's never been popcorn. It's popcorn. A
Like for
small
the
dog
doggies.
eating corn. Yes. So these are the fun things. And my dad also loves to abbreviate things that like don't need to be abbreviated. Like he always calls my sister MJ. My sister's name is Marla.
Yeah.
It's both 2 syllables. He's not saving any time by abbreviating.
He still
this.
abbreviates it.
He still abbreviates it. And he'll say he won't say sandwiches. He'll say sandwiches, which is also not an abbreviation. That's just saying a word incorrectly. So yeah, he has a very interesting way of speaking, both in accent and also with the abbreviation of words that don't need to be abbreviated.
Oh my God. I just feel like there's a podcast here called Bruce and the Boys. You just put a mic near your dad and his drunk friends.
Oh man, his one drunk friend has been in Florida God knows how long and says he's not coming back until it's warm.
Oh, that's why he hasn't come back.
He sheltered in place because of the cold.
It's not the fact that we're all sealed in our hyperbaric chambers of safety because it's too cold. I would like to. It is worth complaining about that. It's freaking cold, and now it's April. So I'm cool with it being freaking cold until March 31, and then I'm like, hey man.
Hey, spring. You springing yet?
Be warm. But no, instead we had a couple like flurries this week.
Mm-hmm.
Have you guys ever felt that where like every year it's cold around this time, but every time I step outside, it's almost like some animal part of me like forgot that cold existed, and so I'm just hit with the feeling of it, and it's just like, oh, why is this happening to me? I think I just forget the fact that seasons exist.
Well, I mean, there was a time a couple weeks ago, right at the beginning when I was first going out to scavenge for supplies.
The beginning of the end.
In the time of Corona.
Yeah.
When I went out to scavenge for supplies in 2 days back to back. The first day I went to the grocery store, I think, and the second day we went to Target, great store. And the first day it was really nice out, like really nice. I was like, spring has sprung. I love it. I put on shorts and sandals, like total nerd boy. And was like walking in the parking lot like, yeah, it's so nice out. I love it. And so the next day I'm like, oh, we're going out again. I will put on the same shorts and sandals and it will be good.
Because it was good yesterday.
It was good yesterday.
So it must be good today.
I broke the springtime clothes seal, and now I can't undo it.
That's what it is. It's a seal of trust. Like you trust that the weather, like, okay, it's warm now. We're good.
Yes.
Things are fine. When it's not.
I trust Mother Nature. I want Mother Nature to give me that good springtime feeling. And then we were walking. We parked like as far away as we could in this Target parking lot because we're trying to be distant and and it just was the easiest place to park. And I step out and I'm like, damn it. What the hell?
I've been betrayed.
Why am I freezing? I've been betrayed. Yesterday I was so warm and cozy. And today I walk outside, I'm like, oh no. I'm so cold again. Which is just bullshit. And I mean, I can't believe we're talking about the weather on this podcast, but also I can. But
hey, weather is a thing that people haven't experienced as consistently for the past month.
They need to know what it's like out there.
They need to know.
Yeah, maybe some of our listeners haven't set foot outside since mid-March. So this is
valuable information.
This is their information for mid-March.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's still cold, if you were wondering.
It's still cold.
If they're waiting for us to tell them that it's warm again so they can get back outside.
It's true.
They're not going to leave until we report in.
They need to know that it's warm so that way they can come back up from Florida.
Yep.
It's crucial.
Wait, how's it? I mean, like, cause you guys have cars and stuff. I live in the
Mhm.
New York City,
Yep.
so
Yeah.
I'm walking down the sidewalk still.
Hmm.
How is it with cars and whatnot?
Oh, I gotta tell you, Keith, there's like a whopping 2 feet between my front door and my car, and that commute is just fucking brutal, man.
It's rough.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
Like
to be fair, I think I've driven my car once in the last like 2.5 weeks.
I bought gas once since this all started.
Yeah, gas is super cheap. Oh my god, we sound like such friggin' old people.
Tell you what, that gas, I ain't never seen a
You guys
gas
see
price.
gas prices?
I ain't never seen gas this low in all my years, and that is an
Back-
indisputable fact. I tell you,
Back down to $1.99, just like it was in my youth.
I saw $1.92 the other day.
As
And I
we've
done
been
thought-
slow since Johnson was president.
This here's the Twilight Zone. Truly, though, it's almost a wash because while the gas prices are super low, I'm not using my car.
Right? Yeah.
So you should just stock up. You should just take a bunch of.
I said that. I said to my
empty
roommate,
milk
let's get
jugs and
jugs
just
of gasoline. Yes.
Yeah.
I was
Let's
like,
just
yeah.
stock up
In our 2-bedroom apartment, let's just have 5 gallons of gasoline just
just
hanging
in
out.
case.
What could possibly go wrong?
Nothing
Hey,
could
when
go
society
wrong.
breaks down, you're gonna be prepared.
And if I don't use it, I'll just make it into moonshine
Yeah, let's just store it right next to the hot water heater. What could possibly go wrong?
for my entire building, not just for my, my
Oh,
unit.
really?
Oh yeah,
Oh, fun.
no one goes in there. So I've just been stacking up canisters of gas in my apartment building for
Yeah.
past couple weeks.
Blow this place sky high.
I would burn this place down. I would burn it to the
Burn
ground.
it to the ground. Or burn it to the ground.
If anyone picks up on that obscure South Park reference, you get 5 bonus points. Oh
did.
man. So okay, so you're in Queens, New York right now,
That is correct.
right? So other than like,
Oh man, we're working our way through the boroughs, baby.
yeah, last week we had
Could be, man.
Brooklyn, now we have Queens, and then maybe next week Midtown. Who knows? All 3 boroughs.
Not the only important ones.
So aside from the obvious, sheltering in place, all the other stuff, what has been like the biggest change you've noticed that like or I should say, what's been the most nuanced change that you've seen?
Nuanced change. I think the thing that strikes me is that people just like don't give. They just like don't care. Like they're just YOLOing. Like I was waiting in a line yesterday to get into Rite Aid, and this guy drove by me and my girlfriend in this line of humans and was like, "Y'all looking like masked fools. Y'all don't even know. Y'all don't even." And I was like, he just doesn't care. People don't care. People walking outside in shorts and flip-flops, no mask, no gloves. Also, just like quick fact, has been the hardest hit of all of the boroughs of New York.
Mhm.
And the fact that people still don't give any shits.
Oh man. What
Is,
do
is
the
that-
cops do? Do they just like tackle these people in place?
What cops? I haven't seen a cop. They got things to do.
It's the
They
law.
got
It's
sick
like the
people.
Wild West.
Apparently, you're supposed to get a fine, $500 fine if you're out without a mask. Yeah. We'll see about that, won't we?
Mm-hmm.
So that's the thing that I've noticed is truly humanity's just like not giving a 2 shits.
Interesting. Oof.
What's that like? Like, what's it like to not care? Because I care about so many things so much that I go to therapy for it. So, like, what's that? What's that like? I have no idea what that's like.
I don't either. And I get like
Imagine-
mad.
Birds chirping in the minds of these like irreverent, inconsiderate folks. Like they just walk around and they in their minds they hear like do 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 do.
It's the Romeo and Juliet theme. all
Yeah,
day.
as the world is like crumbling around.
I think it more comes from the fact that everybody thinks the government is a conspiracy.
Oh,
I
now we're
I
talking.
really do think that that's where it stems from. I think it's these people are like, the government. I don't trust the fucking government.
Yeah. That makes me so I was finishing the USA series Mr. Robot the other
Mhm.
day with all my free time. And as I'm watching this person deal with insanity, I had a very different experience from when I first started the show. When I first started the show, I was like, this is crazy. And now I'm watching the show and I'm like, hey, me too. I looked around and I was like, yeah, it is all an illusion. What the fuck is anything? I truly connected to what was going on to Rami Malek in that moment. If you haven't started, now's the perfect time because you're going to feel a strong sense of kinship to that
Or
character.
what could argue? It's the worst time.
Yeah, well, yes. Yes.
Speaking of television shows, I've been working my way through The Sopranos.
Ah.
And Joe, you got robbed. Has anybody ever told you look just like Jackie Jr.?
No.
You look just like Jackie Jr. from The Sopranos.
I'll have to start it. I also have not. I've seen the pilot, but that's it. Seen the pilot?
Oh no, he doesn't become a big character, I think, until like season 4.
Ah, okay.
But you look a fair bit like him.
Got my next Halloween costume, baby.
Born in the wrong decade, my lad.
Apparently,
true.
they're doing a reboot, like a young Tony Soprano.
Ooh.
Yeah, they can't. Unfortunately, James Gandolfini has moved to the great mob in the sky.
That he has.
So they can't just keep going with the story, which I'm sure people would like because apparently the finale is.
It's a cliffhanger. I've heard.
I've
heard it angers a lot of people.
Cliffhanger.
If they're calling it the reboot, you think they'll call it like the altos or the tenors or the mezzo sopranos? The mezzo sopranos.
Good one, Joe. Good.
That was a joke.
The bass.
That's a picture of me.
Record
This
scratch.
is me.
I wonder how you're wondering why I got into this mess. Well, my name's Joe, and I like to make bad jokes.
Well, bad is in the eye of the beholder, but sure, your words.
It's true. It is a relative term.
That's fair.
I make jokes. I spit them out at a high volume. You're gonna have a few stinkers. You gotta wade through them to get to the goal.
Oh, I know.
That's true. It's true. I believe in that also. I take it back, Joe. Good joke.
Thanks,
that was good.
Keith.
Proud of you.
Appreciate
Joke.
it, man.
Joke.
Oh, you want a joke right now?
Oh, you can tell us a joke. Yes. Joke.
What did Tarzan say when he heard the elephants coming?
The elephants are coming.
Close.
Okay.
Here come the elephants.
Oh, damn.
What did
that was a good one.
I got one more for you.
I like that one.
What did George Washington say to get his men in the boat?
Get in the boat, man.
Yes, you've heard this one.
Yes, I have. I have heard that one. Yes.
I kid you not. Those are my dad's 2 favorite jokes.
I love
That-
those.
It back
I love
to the
those.
parents. And when he tells it, I swear to God, it is the funniest thing you've ever fucking heard in your life.
Yeah, I've
See the
definitely.
man
I think
tell
I think I know it because I've heard your dad tell the George Washington one at least, and it is very funny.
It's a
when
thing
he
of
says
beauty. It really is. I don't do it justice.
Speaking of old men, that I'm turning into, or
Mhm.
that we are turning into.
Sure.
I made a purchase last time I was out scavenging for supplies that I believe sealed my fate in a real way.
Mm-hmm.
That's right. I bought Werther's Originals caramels.
Oh.
Boy, I thought that they didn't sell those to people under 65.
I thought that too, but apparently they've lifted that restriction in this trying time.
Oh, wow.
Because I walked right in and I was walking down the candy aisle and I was like, I need a candy. And I was like, well, I don't want something that I like eat a lot of, and I just want something that like I can like just kind of pop really, really quickly and just be like, oh, that's sweet.
So you
and
were
then
like-
it just sits there for a little while. And I was like walking down and I was like, oh, Werther's Originals. oh, those are yummy little tasty treats.
Mm.
But not like too yummy was the
No,
thing. Was you were like, I
right.
want a candy, but like not one that I really like. I want one that's like kind of
Right.
okay.
Exactly. I want something where I'm like, oh, that's nice and sweet, and I'm happy, and my need for a sweet treat is sated, and also I don't want to eat 5 more.
Mm, mm. It's a
I don't
tough
want to
balance.
fear. I don't want to feel pure joy, just like a slight twinge of happiness,
It's like, oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. I mean,
just a little hit, just something to take the edge off.
right. Exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly. Exactly.
All right, all right.
It's because I mean,
While we're
guys,
talking
they're
about
good.
candy,
They're good, and I'm secretly 100, and I don't care. Long hair don't care.
your hair is getting longer.
My hair is getting very long. I need a haircut, but I can't get one. Oh no!
You could buzz it. Go buzz boy.
Oh,
That's
God.
bold. That's bold.
Oh yeah, it's such a bold move. I don't really want to.
I'm actually a big fan of the like short or no hair on top, but the big beard.
Big old beard.
I think that's a good look for a lot of people.
Yeah, that might be what I do. I won't do it.
Oh man.
I don't know.
What? So wait. For the right price, would you let people decide what your home haircut looks like? Because I got a crisp $20 bill with your name on it, buddy.
Oh, it's much steeper than that. I would do it. I would let people fully determine my haircut for like $500 maybe.
Okay, dude, I love you.
$500, man, that's a steep price. I thought you were gonna be like, like $60.
Yeah, I thought under 100. Jim, I love you.
I'll do $60.
My agency comes at a high price, baby. A high price.
But dude, this is like the easiest. This would be the easiest $20 you'll ever make in your life.
Yeah, nobody's really gonna see you.
I just got $1,200 from the government, baby. I don't need your $20.
Yeah, and look what it took for us to get that $1,200. That's not the easiest $1,200 you've ever received.
I didn't say it was the easiest. I say it was $1,200.
I don't know. Stay at home.
So now
don't
you
go
just
to work.
expect people to give you money in these large quantities because the government has conditioned you.
Exactly.
Okay. Well, it is the
conditioned you a
government's
whole
fault.
one time.
Entitlements, baby. It's all about them entitlements. I am
Suddenly,
entitled.
Jim doesn't look at anything under $500. Nice.
All right, you might be able to convince me to go down to 100.
$100.
$100.
$100, but I get a soft veto.
We should try like a Twitter campaign, Kickstarter.
Yeah. Kickstarter called Jim's Hair.
Jim's Hair.
Where, but like,
we're
okay,
not
so
gonna
your soft
donate it
veto, you only get like 1 or 2 of those. So if the suggestions keep coming and the money keeps rolling in,
if the money
eventually you must submit.
Gotta do it.
If the money keeps rolling in, then I'm on board, baby. Rolling.
I want you to
donations.
shave everything except a single clump of hair on the front of your head.
Like a unicorn.
Yeah,
like
a unicorn horn.
and then I slick that, and then I just
Yes.
have so it's just this.
A Jim horn.
The rest of this is gone, and it's
That
just
is what I want.
this
A horn
at
of
the
hair.
front.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Give me that. I want that, and I will gladly pay $100 for it.
Well, that one's gonna cost you at least 2.
Oh, okay. Well, you heard it here, friends.
Like,
who wants to join me instead of like donating for like marathons and stuff for charity? Who wants to make a pledge towards Jim's god awful haircut?
Yeah.
That's a good name for the
tweet
Kickstarter.
at
Do you want a pod?
Hashtag Jim's bad haircut.
Yes. Also, just find him on Venmo and just start sending him money.
Weekend at Jimmy's.
No, I don't want this.
Oh, also,
No,
Keith,
that's not true.
Keith,
Yeah.
we can cut this if it's too personal, but I still am enthralled by the fact that your dad, like something out of a storybook,
Mhm.
went to like a cabin isolated outside of like all civilization on the Cape. How's he
Did.
doing?
He's doing well. My dad has never been a person who was not good at occupying his time, much like myself. He's been doing actually a lot better than I thought he would be doing. He takes my grandma to dialysis, I think 2 or 3 times a week, and that's like his like human connection. He also like works completely remotely, so he's just kind of chipping away at work all day anyway.
But like, I just love that he fled civilization out to the Cape, and is like, he's going to be the only one of us left. I'm calling it right now.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice work if you can get it.
Not for long. Hey, he's got a lot of medications. So if society goes down,
all he needs is that sea air. He's gonna be so connected to nature.
Yes, the healing qualities of the sea air, of the briny air.
Ah, yes. We should just all become ship captains. That's how we do this.
Okay, hold on. We can't all be captains because then
that's not how captains work.
Exactly.
We all get
some ships. Of us have to be. So everybody has their own personal ship?
Yes, and we all just become a world of boat people. We leave the land and we're always outside boating about. As long as we don't tie those boats together and make a giant boat city, we'll be socially distancing.
Because then we just have the classic hit film Waterworld.
Yeah, I was gonna say this sounds like do we just sink? Do you want to like sink the land masses? Was that?
Well, I think global warming is doing that already, right? So if we want to get ahead of that, we all should just convert to boat life.
Convert to boats right now.
Mm-hmm. There's enough ocean.
Yeah.
Because you can't drink any of it, which is the sad part.
Not straight up.
You got to boil it. You got to boil it.
Got to convert it.
Yeah, you boil it. You get, then you get the salt. You catch the salt out. The salt like drips out. That's not how it works at all.
And you cook with it.
You cook it. Yeah,
it's just the gift that keeps on giving. The great blue sea.
The fish just jump right onto your boat, and they say,
they're like, "Hey, I've had enough living. You look hungry. I'm dead now.
This is the circle of life." That's my impression of a fish.
The sea is a generous benefactor, just giving us all the fish all the time. She dumps buried treasure on, like, it just comes out of the waves and lands on your boat, and you're like, great, I have money now.
But if we're a boat world, you don't need money.
You still got to buy things, Keith.
Yeah, but like, who says money is what buys thing?
Okay, all right.
Fish buy things now. We're in a fish economy. It's a scaling economy.
A sliding scale.
A sliding scale.
Economy.
You slide the scales off of the fish and you give them to other people.
Got it.
This is how it works now.
That tracks.
Yeah.
It does.
I'm thinking about what I'm going to name my ship.
Boaty McBoatface. Isn't that what was that?
That's what
that was in Canada?
Yeah. Like they voted on a submarine.
Yeah.
I think
called the Boaty McBoatface.
Was it that where I heard they voted for that, but the government was like, we can't do it?
Well, no, it's not the official name. It's like the fun name of the boat, but then the boat also has like an official title.
So I can still officially name my boat Boaty McBoatface.
You could.
Technically on the table.
You could.
Fuck yeah. What are you gonna name your boat, Jim?
Boat.
Got it. Great. Keith?
The same way I'm gonna name my dog if I ever end up having a dog. The dog.
Strong names.
Yeah.
The Wet Pickle.
I like
very good.
That'll be my boat's name.
Caram, fearsome captain of the Wet Pickle. Gyar.
It's like out of a SpongeBob episode.
Everyone knows to beware a dripping wet pickle.
That sounds. I mean, yeah, it certainly puts something into my heart.
It's way better than a dry pickle.
You know what? That's true. A wet pickles are one of those things that when they come, it's like
better be wet.
This is supposed to be wet. Yeah.
Oh, have you ever had a dry? Oh God, I don't think
I've ever had cucumber, right?
Yeah, that's a cucumber.
Could you? I don't know. I don't know
if you leave a pickle out to dry, it just becomes a cucumber again.
Yeah, that's for
just
sure.
It's like a Pokemon. Like it de-evolves into its previous
right.
form.
Or wait, wouldn't
That's
it be
right.
a fried pickle? Would that be a trap?
Ooh,
Yeah, but then you've
fried
done
and dried.
you've done something else to it though. At that point, it's
Changed forms.
It's a
I
whole
did-
nother level.
I do want to apologize, you guys, for doubting you there. Of course, if you dry out a pickle, it becomes a cucumber again. The same way, if you take a raisin and you rehydrate it, it becomes a grape
Grapes.
again.
Yes.
I'm such a fool.
It's
I
all
can't
right,
believe I
Jim.
forgot
It's
about that.
look, we live in trying times.
It's true.
Disinformation is everywhere.
It
today.
is everywhere.
The Russians, China,
Yeah. Let's. Oh my God! Don't even get me started on the Russians.
China.
Yeah, those. Yeah. Oh, also, I don't know if you guys. This is a real thing. I heard that apparently COVID-19 actually made its way into the U.S. from Europe, not from China. Like,
Well, I mean, both, all of the above.
Yes, is the answer.
all right.
Yeah.
Also, I keep thinking about this candy. I got introduced to this. Have you ever heard of this candy? It's called Pocky.
Werther's
P-A-C-K-Y.
Originals? I've heard
Yeah.
of Werther's Originals.
Pocky, isn't that that's Japanese? No.
It's like it's made in Thailand, but I don't know if it's a Thai candy or Japanese candy. It's just these sticks with this chocolate on the end of it, and they sell it in Target, and it is delightful.
Hold on, sticks what are the sticks eatable?
Yes,
Do you eat the sticks?
you eat the. It's like chocolate covered, like wafer consistent, but in the shape of a stick.
Like a tube.
And it's
Because when you
so
first said stick, I pictured like a lollipop stick, and I was like,
no. These are like maybe 6 inches, a little less than 5 inches long.
okay.
And what's great about it is it's like you're eating it like Scooby-Doo would eat something like, and it gets smaller and smaller and smaller. It's very light. There's a lot of them in a box, and it takes time to consume them. You can't just shove them in like M&Ms. It's like you got
Un-American.
How would they compare to Werther's Originals?
Jim, nothing can compare to Werther's Originals.
Damn right.
But if I were to compare it, I would say better than Werther's Originals.
Bold. That is a bold statement. But I appreciate your boldality.
Yeah, it's different strokes, different folks. Keith, have you discovered any new candies in this time?
No, not new candies. I mean, me and my girlfriend are very fond of the Sour Patch Kids. But you're speaking of this foreign treat made me think of a friend of mine his Instagram stories are almost exclusively like weird flavored foods. Ooh. It's one of my favorite Instagram accounts that I follow just because he posts these weird ass candies and treats like what did he have? There was like cake flavored Pringles.
Oh.
And like guacamole flavored Pop-Tarts.
Yeah.
And I was like, where do you find these? And he's just like, yo, I just go to Chinatown and there's this little bodega and they always have these crazy flavored things.
Oh my God. Like how do they even find it to like stock their shelves with it? That's what I want to know.
Well, because it's like a popular thing in like China or Japan. Like, those funky flavored Kit Kats.
That makes a lot more sense. I was thinking they have a portal to a parallel universe where they just reach through, grab stuff from off the shelf in that parallel universe, put it on their shelf. But what you said makes a lot more sense.
I mean, you know what?
Parallel universe makes sense.
I would have gone with you there.
Yeah,
I like
that. Feels
that.
Right.
I like that. I want to believe.
I mean, it probably just drops from the fourth dimension through a wormhole.
Yeah,
right?
I mean that's the only way you could get a savory dip like guacamole in a sweet treat like a
Pop-Tart. Mm-hmm. No, it makes complete sense.
Yeah,
I just don't know because there's no way a human, could develop such things. Correct? No, it has to be a higher being.
Maybe like
such.
So like now it's the ultimate dimension. In the ultimate dimension, it's they're like nitrogen based life forms that come up with this. like the sentient.
Yeah,
thing.
it got to be, right? There's so much nitrogen in the air that it can't be for us. It can't be for us.
No.
There's no way.
We don't know what to do with all that
There's no
nitrogen.
way. It's got to be for something else.
We would just ruin it. We would.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe
But,
it's just like
we do ruin most things. So
It's true.
a disease, a virus, Mr. Anderson.
Oh, right to my heart. Thank you for that. That's another one. You watch it these days, you're like, yep, makes perfect sense. No longer far-fetched.
No. Probably. I mean, with the high there's a high probability that it's accurate.
That we're all in a simulation.
Yeah, simulation theory is.
I
People
thought
are
that
very fond of
theory.
it.
I used to look down my nose at that theory. Then two things happened to me. One, I started working in corporate America, and it made perfect sense because nothing happens and people make money. So I'm like, okay, this is crazy. And then two, this Corona. It's all. I just am like, I'm just hoping that like I hit the Mario star power soon, or the mushroom, or whatever it is to get to the next level. Yes. I'll even take a couple red shells. Whatever gets me there.
Whatever it takes.
blue shell takes a blue shell.
Blue shell?
That's only if you're in last. Joe's not in last place. Joe's in like 7th.
Yeah.
In the grand scheme of life.
You can still get a blue shell there, or the bullet bill. Maybe
I was gonna say the
bullet bill. Bullet bill.
Give me that bullet. Oh man, I fear we're nearing the end of our time, gentlemen.
Oh wow, that went quickly.
Flew by.
Time flies when you're
when you're
fun.
riding a bullet.
I was trying to think of a different thing to say there, but
Time flies when you're captain of a ship, eating Pocky, drying out pickles, and listening to your parents say weird things. You know.
Yeah,
it's true. We did talk about all those things. Wow, Joseph, way to bring it together.
That was a good log line. Is that gonna be the log line for the episode?
That's our episode title.
That's it. Yeah.
I was gonna say that's. I know that's a little bit like I don't know, like meta podcasting. We're podcasting about the podcast.
Ooh.
Is that like verboten or?
Yeah. Well, I mean, we do
Absolutely
have our Do You Want to Make a Podcast fan cast that we then go on to do after this one.
What's that called actually?
What's that?
What is the title of that? Does that
the title is Do You Want to Talk About a Podcast? And then we just talk about what we just did. It's a little unusual for the people who have the podcast to also do the fan cast.
To do the fan cast. But we're our biggest fans, I think.
We are our biggest fans.
So it definitely makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
It's all we can do. I just gotta keep generating that content.
We don't have much else to do.
And out there.
So the camera just never stops rolling because we don't have anything else to do.
And then after the fan cast, you're gonna make a reality show based on
Now you got it.
the fan cast.
Yep.
And then
Got it.
the graphic companion novel
Mm-hmm.
that comes out about the podcast and the fan
And you'll
cast.
eventually have like a monthly subscription box that goes along with
You
the
know it.
yeah.
Do you
It's all about
want a subscription
monetization.
box?
It's all about
And then-
monetization.
And then eventually I'll end up on The Masked Singer. That's my end goal.
Ultimate
Oh
form.
man,
You've reached it.
what a great show!
It doesn't get better.
It's true.
Who knew? Wayne Brady. Who would have guessed?
I know.
Spoilers. Sorry.
Spoilers indeed.
I would have guessed Wayne Brady.
What? You
I
would
would
have
guess
guessed Wayne Brady?
I would guess he's fantastic.
He is fantastic. He's very good. I do, as long as we're talking about The Masked Singer, which I brought up secretly. I do just need to note that we did start watching it, Joseph, after we discussed it.
Yeah.
And Jill is disgustingly good at guessing who is underneath the masks.
And we talked about the betting opportunities there. Are you guys making money yet?
No, we should.
Like,
well,
what the fuck, dude?
They're like Vegas odds.
Yes, there are. We just caught up. So
What are
now
the odds?
Now
I
we
gotta
can start
look at
placing
this.
bets on some of the other people.
I was going to say, Jim, if you're dating a masked singer guessing savant, you need to
Truly,
capitalize on this.
she saw one of the costumes for one of the people that's on the current season right now, and that person had not performed yet or done anything, and she's like, "That's got to be that person," and she was right.
All right, Jim.
I don't want to spoil it, but it is true.
Huh.
You're
Right?
about to be a wealthy man, my friend. A very, very wealthy
So we're
man.
gonna we're gonna have to bet on the Masked Singer circuit for sure.
Heck yeah. Cool.
So I just wanted to revisit that, so that way when I'm so friggin' rich and on the Masked Singer, it can really come.
Are you
Got
gonna
rich
Are you gonna wear a
from
mask,
betting.
or are you gonna just throw caution to the wind and go out as yourself?
No,
Guess.
I'll wear a mask. They'll guess me. I want to be. I want people to be like, "Wow, you're such a good singer," because I am. And so you wear the mask and they'll be like, "Wow, you're so talented. I have no idea who you are." And then they'll be like, "Oh, it's Jim Bloss," and I'll be like, "Ah, see, you guys said I was great." I need that ego stroke every once in a while.
Gotta get that dopamine.
God, truly.
I want to thank Keith Caram for being with us today.
Yes,
It was my pleasure. My sincere
pleasure was
pleasure.
ours. Thank you so much. All the things, like, subscribe, 5 stars, Venmo. Let's get Jim's hair looking really bad. I'm excited for that.
Yeah.
For the low price of
Hashtag
$100.
weekend at Jimmy's.
Yes.
And I said,
Do you want a pod?
breakfast at Jimmy's?
We both kind of liked it. That never made sense to me. You wrote a whole song and you only kind of liked it. I never got it.
I love it. Thanks for listening, Mom. Sorry about airing your dirty laundry and the stories about the suitcase.
Good job. I admire her tenacity.
Right? Don't we all?
I don't know if that's the right word, really, but it works. All right, bye, Mom.
I'm gonna stop the recording.